Okay, today we are going to talk several interesting topics, but first we'll start on a sad note about Christian Wiig, the PHP Innovation Award winner of the year 2016, that according to his brother, he has died. And we are very sad because he was a great contributor, but we'll talk more about this right after the beginning. Next, we'll start talking about the usual developments of the latest PHP versions, not just PHP 7.1, but also, PHP 7.0 and 7.1, but also PHP 7.2 alpha that started to have its new releases. Then we start talking about the usual proposals in RFC, starting one to have the retry functionality for exceptions, on which you will be allowed to specify that one exception can happen multiple times, and if it happens once, it can be retried and up to a limit, meaning that the code that is inside that exception will be run again. Next, we'll talk about a proposal to use Doxygen to document the C sources of PHP, the PHP engine. Next, we'll have a proposal to be able to specify an offset when on a string that is to be searched matched with regular expressions with preg match and probably other functions of the preg extension. Next, we'll talk about a new value for the PHP OS family when you are using the Mac OS and similar OS engines, versions from Apple. Next, we'll talk about a proposal for supporting the Unary collection operating for instance, checking if a certain request variable is set, and if it is not set, the value it is evaluated as null, not just to avoid warnings of undefined variables. Next, we'll have a proposal for inclusion of PCS in PHP 7.2, which would be the ability to mix PHP code and C code to develop PHP extensions. This is interesting. We'll talk more on that. Next, we'll talk about the possibility to have final variables like you have in Java, not just for scalar types of variables, which you can do already using constants, but also for objects, like objects that do not change, despite the information inside the objects may change. Next, there will be a revival of proposal to use a message pack as a binary format for serializing and unserializing data. Currently use serialized and unserialized functions, but this would be to generate a more efficient format, which would be message pack. Next, we'll talk about some articles that were published on PHP Classes blog, starting one about the 18 years of PHP Classes, just reviewing what happened in the last year in terms of new developments, and also the upcoming plans for that will happen around PHP Classes. Next, we'll talk about several articles. One that is about the best PHP books of 2017-2016. This is just a ranking of books that it generated dynamically. So this article will be updated regularly. It's not a static article. Next year, probably it will say best PHP books of 2018 and 2017. And then we'll talk about a couple of other articles that are more tutorials. One for importing Excel
into MySQL
spreadsheets into MySQL with a class that exists on the site, and another is to manipulate matrices in PHP.